So to begin with, I have actually sent you a link to download all the assets. You can see the assets. The assets consists of three images, 01, 02 and 03. This is the skater images. Then you have a background image. So this is a background image. So you have a background looped image, and then you have three obstacles. So one is a fallen ice cream, then you have a tin, and then you have a recycle bin. So three assets are there, and then you have a game over screen. So these are the assets that are already given to you. You can download it from the link that I will be providing you. So here you have one file called asset.psd here. So if you open this asset.psd, here you can see the layout that we are using here. We have three states of the skater, three obstacles here, and then you have a game over screen, and this is the gameplay screen, a background, and the game over icon. So this is just for your reference. So keeping your assets ready, keep all these assets ready in one folder, and now launch Spark AR. Now if you are using Spark AR Studio for the first time, you have to log in with your Facebook account. Enter your Facebook user ID and password and click login here. So this is the welcome screen you see. We are going to start with new project. Click on new project here. The first job is to save the project. Go to file and let us save this. Click save, and in your folder, say for example here in blinking game folder, I will name this as blinking and click save. So here actually in the reference here, the second button in camera button, since I am using a webcam here, I will click on the webcam so that my own image can be seen as a preview here. Here you can see my own image in preview. And after this, the first thing we are going to do is, coming to the device here, you have add object here. Click on add object and choose face tracker. We are going to add a face tracker. Click insert. So you can see here face tracker 0 is added over here. Now here, once you add the face tracker, you can add various components to this face tracker. So for this, right click on face tracker, and here you have add button, and in add you have a feature here called as canvas. Click on this canvas. So once you click on the canvas, you can see here under face tracker you have a canvas added. I am just going to name this canvas as background. So give it, always remember to give right names to it. I will call it as background, and on this canvas I can add various items over here. So right click here and again click on add, and this time I am going to add a plane. So this is a 3D plane. So click on the plane and you can see the plane added over here. You can see on the frame here. So I will double click on the plane here and I will name it as BG1. I will give it the name as BG1. And for this BG1, first I am going to add a material. So if you come on the right hand side, you have materials here. You click here and a new material is created. You can see it in the assets. We have this material. Click on this material and just double click on it and give it a name. I am going to call it as MAT_BG1. So this is BG1 material. Then after adding this material, I will come to the material option over here, and in standard, you have various options here, and let us choose flat. So I have chosen flat. This means that this is a 2D object. And then in texture, I click here and I am going to create a new texture, or click choose file here and come to your game assets folder. In your blinking game, say for example, you browse to the folder where you have downloaded the blinking game assets, and in that asset you have one file called bg.png. select this file and click open. Now you can see here the background added here, but the background is too small here. So actually what we shall do is let us make it little bigger. So come back here and select BG1. So when you select this BG1 layer, you can see the transform options over here. You have scale here. So say for example along the x-axis I will scale it by around 80. Say for example if you want to manually scale it, you have the scale button here. You have three options here: move, rotate and scale. I will select a scale and along this x-axis I will drag it, okay, to scale it. See, you can see it is getting scaled. So I am going to drag this and you can see the number here, it is now 26. What I will do is, this is scaling with three numbers. Okay, one second, I will do that as 8000. I will enter 8000. So I have scaled it by around 8 units, and horizontally what I will do is 5000. I will scale it by 5 unit, and also along the x-axis I will add 5. Okay, so I have just scaled this, and after scaling it I want to move it. So for moving we use the move tool here. You can just hold it, drag it down, and you can move it here. Just place it on the bottom of the screen like this. So approximately here. Say what I will do is here, I will move it down by approximately -100. Okay, I move it by -100, and on the left hand side I will move it by approximately 200. So when I move it by 200, you can see it starts from the edge here. See, it starts from the edge. So I will move the position along x by 200 and y by -100, and I have scaled it 8 times along the x-axis, 5 times along the y and z-axis. Z-axis is irrelevant because we are not using it as a 3D object. So after this, so we have just placed the actual background image over here. Now after this, next what we shall do is, you select this background area BG1, right click, and here you have an option called duplicate. The keyboard shortcut is Ctrl+D. Click on the duplicate button, and this is going to create a duplicate BG2 here. You can see one more duplicate has been created. So now you have BG1 and BG2. Again BG2 you select, and in scale what we shall do is again scale it, type 8000 here, it becomes 8, and the other two along x, let us make it 5000. Okay, make it 5000, and similarly along z also you make it, type 5000. That is, it will scale by 5 point, that is 5 times. After this, I want this to be moved to the end here, so that it loops like this. It has to move somewhere here to this end along the x-axis. So I can move it manually, or in position here, set the position value to 1000. So we have two background objects, BG1 and BG2, added here. So the next part is, we want to add our game object here. So to add the game object, now come back to this face tracker here. We have already created one canvas called the background. Now right click here and add another canvas. We are going to add a second canvas here and name this as, say for example, game element. We are going to name this as game element, and in this game element again click add, and you add a plane. Again a plane has been added. Name this plane as character. So again for this character we are going to add a new material. You create a new material. So you can see here the material is created. I am going to name it as mat underscore character. So this is given the name as mat underscore character, and here again in this material, let us choose flat here. We have created mat character, and next what I am going to do is we will create one animated sequence. Now this character has to keep moving. So for this we have a 3-frame animation. So to create animated sequence here, you can just right click or click add object here, and here in this you have a provision here called as animation sequence. Choose animation sequence and you name this as Annie character. So I am going to name this as Annie underscore character, and for this I am going to choose 1, 2 and 3 files, these 3 files, and click open. So now I have created one animated sequence. Now coming back to this material character, here I'll choose this material character, and in texture here I am going to choose the Annie character animation. So you can see here now the animation playing. This is a 3-frame animation, and that 3-frame animation is playing over here. But initially we doesn't want this animation to play. So we want this animation to be stopped initially. So to stop this, come to the Annie character animation sequence here, and coming over here you have frames per second set to 25. Make this FPS 0. So when you make it 0, you can see the animation has stopped playing. So now let us place it exactly on the road. So for this, come back to the character here, and in character the scale is set to 1.335 something. So let us keep the scale at 1, x 1000, okay, y 1000 and z 1000. So 1000, okay. So it has now set to 1, okay. So now I want this on the road. So select the move tool and I can move it like this, and I want this to be moved little to the left somewhere here. So what I will do is to move it exactly, I will set the x value to minus 250, okay, something around minus 250 is too much now, minus 220. And then I will set the y value minus 220. I will set the x value here to around minus 100. Oh, it went too much away. 1 second. I will just change it. Let us set it as 100. Okay, 100 too much. It is coming forward. Let us move it 20. 20, or I can even move it minus 20. So like this you can just manually move it to place it like this. So approximately what I will do is this one I will move it approximately by minus 125. Okay, so I will move it by minus 125, and this one by approximately minus 210. It went 1 second, it has I'll just minus 210. Okay, so this is the position that we are going to place the character. So after we have placed the background, we have placed the character. The next thing is we have to add colliders. So to add this collider, we will again come back here and in game element right click, add, and choose one more plane and name this plane as collider 1. And now same procedure, again add a material to this, create a new material, name this material as, here you can see the material in assets, I will name it as mat underscore collider 1. So I will give it the name as mat underscore collider 1 and press enter. And for this I am going to choose the file. Again come to animation sequence here, and I am going to create a add object. I am going to create a new animation sequence, and I am going to name this as collider. So give it the name as collider, collider. And in this collider animation sequence, I click choose file and I select file col1, col2, col3, all the 3 files, and click open. So I have 3 files added in this collider. Now what I will do is, for material collider 1, I am going to add the texture collider. So you can now see the 3 images are moving very fast. So to make it work correct, I'll come to collider 1 or to this collider sequence here, and you have set the frames per second to 25. If I set it to 0, you can see the first image is shown. If I set it to 1, it's moving. Okay. So I can also set it to 1 second. So here this is running at 1 frame per second speed. We shall see how we can control this using the script later. So right now set this back to frame 0. I set it FPS to 0. 1 second. I'll select this and set the FPS to 0 so that you are seeing only 1 frame. Select this object collider 1 and move it down so that it is placed over here, and set the frame, that is scale, to, I have to type here 1000 to set it to 1. Okay, so 1000. Okay, and again insert 1000. Okay, so we have the actually abstraction here. Let us make the abstraction little more smaller. So instead of 1000 I will make it 600. So let us make it 1 second, 600, then even here 600. So, and then I will move it little more down. Okay, in y axis I will set it to around minus 230. So we have the abstraction placed over here. So we have placed the background, we have placed our character, and we have placed the abstractions as an animated sequence. Now the next thing here needed is we have to add score. So to add the score, what we can do is again come to the game element here. Under game element, what we shall do is now right click, choose add, and this time we are going to choose from this list 2D text. Select 2D text, and selecting the 2D text, you can see the text here. You can type the text here in the typography. Here I will type YOURSCORE, your score. Make everything capital, so you can see your score. You can see it here. And now what I will do is, the size is set here. I will set the horizontal size to around 200 so that it is long. Then actually I can move this. See, I can just move it and place it where I need. I will align it exactly to the center and move it somewhere here. Okay, I will move it at some point over here. Or what I can do is I can also align it. So see, you have vertical alignment. So, and I am going to align it vertically to the top here. Okay, so okay, so and also I can add some padding here. So you have padding, so I can add top pinning. I can add top pinning here. So in this way I can just place the score here. I can even change the color. So I will set this color, say for example, to some bright color like yellow, your score. And I will name this text as text score. And after this I will select this and I will duplicate it. I created one more duplicate, and for this duplicate I will name it as text underscore number. And then now what I will do is, selecting this text underscore number, I will move this little to the down. Okay, so I will move it somewhere here at this point, and I will enter some number here. Say for example I will enter the number as 20. So we have the score added over here. So we have added character, we have added collider, we have added a text layer score, and we have also added the number. And now the final part here is, once the game is over, we want to add a game over screen. So to add this game over screen here, let us close this, come back to this face tracker, right click, add, and choose a canvas. And for this canvas we are going to give it the name as game over. So game over, I'll give it the name, and then right click here and choose add and choose a plane again, and name this plane as game over character. Okay, so I will give it the name as game over character, and for this I will create a new material, and this material will be called as mat game over character. Okay, I will give it the right name, and then I will come here to texture, choose file, and here you have one game over image JPEG file. Click open, and the image will be added over here. So we shall select this image, come back to this game over character, and just press the scale button and scale it so that it fills the screen like this. So we have it filling the screen like this. Move it down, one second, I'll just undo it. Okay, select the move tool and move it down like this. Okay, so we shall move it here, and we want here the background to be completely blank. So now after this we are going to fill this screen with a white background. I want this background to be, that is my face to be removed when this game over screen appears. So for this let us select this generator, right click, choose add, and add one more plane. Name this plane as mat underscore white BGD, and after naming it, now for this, now you just select this and in material add a new material. So I will create a new material, double click here and name the material as mat underscore white BGD, and then set the material type to flat. And after setting it to flat, come here, drag this material white background just above the generator character here, move it above. Okay, so after you move it above, then it goes back. Okay, so after it goes back, so here the thing is, you can just move it or adjust the position. So once you have moved it back, you can even scale it. So we have now, finally, the last thing that we want to do here is, we want to add one text here. So for this, again come to generator, click add, and add a 2D text, and name this as text restart. So, and in this text I am going to type here tap to restart. So tap to restart. So I will add this text. Let's set its width to around 250. Okay, so that it is straight. Then let us move it little to the bottom here. So this line will appear. So now with this, we have added all the required assets that we are going to use in this are added over here inside the face tracker. So right now go to file and choose save to save the file, and in our next class we are going to add scripts to make this game work.